All right. Good morning, you guys, and welcome to the session. We will be doing a weekly analysis of the week that has been and try and see, look into the crystal ball and see what the week that is expected to be like the last week for the first month of 2023. Now, as you can see on my charts, I have already opened up the weekly trend charts for Dow Jones. This week, this past week has been a bearish week so far. But if you look very carefully, we are at critical levels, or let's say this week, the market has tested a critical level of 32,000 and maintained the level of 32,800 plus as a support for it, which is this line right over here, 32,800, which has been the support for the last 5 weeks. This week also, our low was 32,948, 950. That means 32,800 has been maintained and held by the markets, even though there were selling pressures on the market. It was a very heavy week in terms of news, in terms of numbers, which is why it was a bearish week all through and through. Right? So look for an opportunity. Anything around 32,950, 33,000, or buying zone between 33,000 and 32,700. That is your buying zone with a low of 32,550 as a stop loss. That is the trade, the range you will now use for next week. If 32,800 is seen, that would mean buying at the edge. You would be buying it at an edge with minimal stop loss of 32,550. That means a 250 point stop loss, and targets are straight 34,500, or initial target would be 34,000 and then 34,500. So you can clearly see about 1,000 point jump in case if you are buying it at around 33,000 or 32,800. That is the buying zone for Dow Jones on the weekly chart. If you watch the chart very carefully, you will realize that this level of the super trend of 34,000 has been retained as a resistance level on at least 7 weeks, right from October or right from November onwards. For 7 weeks, let me draw that line and show it to you. You all will be able to see it better. 34,100 or 34,000. Which is also the super trend level here, which we keep talking about in every week, that these super trend levels will tell you exactly where the market will bounce back from. It gave you a false breakout on the super trend, retraced and tested again. Look at this happening. First test is in November, 14th of November week of 14th November. It touched a high of 33,987, as good as 34,000. Second time, 33,386. Third, 34,595. Again, 34,335. Again, 34,700. Then again, last week, 34,340. And this week also, high was 34,269. So your upper targets, your resistances are very clearly in the zone of 34,000 and 34,400. That is the zone that the resistance is very clearly seen. But the new support is now over here at this level, 32,800 and 33,000. Right? Let me draw that again line for you here. This is 32,592, 32,600. Again, if you look at it, this super trend level of flattening is again helping you to identify the weekly supports. So this has been tested 1, 2, and now waiting to test. These two were trying to test but bouncing back only because super trend was bullish, turning flattish, going slightly up. But this level, if you look at it at 33,000, 33,800, 875 or 900 is again tested 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. This week was an almost a testing zone. The last weekly candle, again, a dangerous weekly candle. I'm devoting more time on the weekly chart so that you guys can understand how are we analyzing and why are we analyzing that. Currently, if the market closes or breaks below both these support levels of 33,000 and 32,600, you will expect this thing to hit your super trend level of almost 31,000. But these are weekly supports, so I expect them to be held and held strongly. They don't break that easily. Day supports are broken easily. Weekly supports are not broken easily. Right? Now, today, I will also discuss the monthly chart of Dow Jones. Now, why am I discussing only Dow Jones? Because this happens to be your broader market. Right? In the monthly charts, again, watch what is happening in the last 2 or 3 months. Let me remove the drawings out. Can you see my chart clearly now? In the monthly chart, this level at 33,000 and 32,600 are again being held on 3 monthly basis. So not only is it a weekly support, it's also your monthly support zone. But if this is to break, if 32,600 would break, then the level to be expected would be 30,500 or later 28,000. 28,000 or 29,000 is far away. I would rather wait for this zone of 30,500 to be my first next support in case if 32,700 or 600 is broken on a closing and a conclusive basis. The entire essence is on the closing and conclusive basis only. And if you're looking at monthly charts, I am looking at a strong weekly breakdown or breakout on the lower side. Only then can you look at all of this. So all I would say is wait and watch. Now let's go back to our day charts. And I'll remove the drawings clearly. On the day chart, the week started off well on a bullish note, and you had three red back-to-back candles, that is three black crows. Friday gave you a buoyant market, gave you a bounce back. However, the market did not close or closed very close to Wednesday's low. Wednesday's low was 33,269. You have closed at 33,375. Very close to Wednesday's low. Is this a reversal? Let's wait and watch. Because of the super trend, you got the bounce back. But are we reversing? Are the indicators talking about reversal, or are they talking about any further trend to continue downwards? If you are continuing downwards, you will immediately turn your super trend will turn bearish, and this at 32,560 on a daily chart will be your first target and first support. Why do I say that? Look at this chart here: 32,654, 32,581, 32,650, 32,573. This is your support line on a weekly chart. If this is touched, your super trend turns bearish. If super trend touch becomes bearish, then you are anyway at your 200-day moving average of 32,368. So all your trends, if this super trend turns bearish, will again bearish and downside targets will get opened up. Currently, you are into a 3 black crows formation, but let me draw another line for you now. I'm using a day chart, a daily chart, so I will just anybody can see this. The trend line is clearly there. The support is clearly there. It's a descending triangle, right? If this is supposed to break, your trend line is very clearly identified. If this breaks above your trend line, your first target is right over here at 34,300, another 1,000 points. But in case if it does not, then your lower target of 32,576 is clearly in seen. And in case the super trend also breaks and turns bearish, please don't hold any longs further. And the super trend levels are very clearly at 33,000 levels. So Dow Jones is critically at a critical position. At 33,000, if you see selling pressure coming in, please exit from your longs, because then it can go down to 32,600 comfortably. First support will be somewhere here at 32,825. Second, 32,600. Right? So Dow Jones is clearly over here. You have to use this edge available to you to plan your trades accordingly. Right? Any questions on this so far before I pick up Nasdaq for you, or you want me to take up TSX? Let's finish off Nasdaq, the American markets first, and then let's take TSX later on. Now, Dow Jones on the weekly chart. Let me clear the drawings first. Dow Jones on the weekly chart, super trend is bullish, but almost turning flat. Here, if you look at your super trend levels, look at the level, 31,132, weekly chart. Daily chart super trend, bullish 33,000. As compared to this, Nasdaq weekly chart super trend is bearish and turned flattish. It was earlier higher, took a dip and again turned flattish. That means the super trend level is lowering itself to come towards the price, waiting for it to break it out if it can and come in sync with the broader market of Dow Jones. But Nasdaq is still bearish on a weekly chart. Let me show it to you actually this way. I'm drawing a trend line. Do you see that trend line happening? Right from November 2021. I'm talking about now almost 1.5 years trend line. 21 November, 22 November, and now we're in Jan. So almost 1 year, 3 months. The trend line is it slanting upward or slanting downward? It's a downward slant. The trend line has been maintained, not yet been breached. The super trend had turned negative or turned bearish right in January 22. And thereafter, it has only remained bearish till this time of August 2022. Again turned bearish now in September 2022 and still bearish. And each time it gives you a lower break, falls further, comes in lower. That's exactly what we're doing over here. Flattening, lower, flattening, lower, flattening, lower, flattening. And then it turned out only for a small breakout, but again turned negative and started falling. And each time it happened, the trend line has acted very strongly on the resistance. And the same trend, look, where are you finding your support levels? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. And do you see this falling triangle or a wedge, whatever you want to call it? It is now going to start becoming a narrow trend ranging market very shortly, until and unless any one trend does not break. If Nasdaq goes up, it has to cross first the trend line and then the super trend levels. So there are two weekly resistances on Nasdaq at play at any point of time on a weekly basis. So over here, this will be your resistance, 11,600. So don't expect a huge rally in Nasdaq. Whenever you see Nasdaq at 11,500 or 450 or 600, sell, because it has to give you a clean breakout and then only take it up from there. Your next resistance is very clearly 11,850. So at 11,550, sell, keeping 11,850 as a stop loss and keeping this level at 10,300 or as your targets, because it will move within this narrow range. Clear? That was Nasdaq on a weekly chart. Now watch it on monthly. So not only does it affect you on a weekly chart, it is also affecting you on your monthly chart. And the same levels of support of 10,137 are seen on monthly charts also. In the monthly chart, for the month of January, 3 weeks have already been exhausted. So 3/4 of the month is over, and your candle is still an inside candle of the month of December. You haven't broken the high of December and the low of December. The high was 11,571, low was 10,207 for December. For January, 11,223 was the high. December high was 11,571. You haven't yet broken 571. December low was 10,207. January low is 10,265. You are still within December high and December low. And look at the triangle forming. You are now narrowing your range of trading on Nasdaq. You are close to the vertex of this triangle, so expect a movement anytime. If this gives you a breakout, the height of this triangle is your long target, because you're talking monthly. This will be achieved within a year or 2 years. Your high is clearly this higher target, 16,000 or 15,800. If this gives you a breakout in the positive direction. Now, if this gives you a breakout in the trend line, your super trend levels are very clearly at 14,266, which is far away. We're talking about a 40% jump from current levels. But in case if this maintains and goes down, then your targets are also in the same manner. From here, you could comfortably come all the way down to 9,150 first target, and then 8,700, 8,600 second target. Now, 8,600, 8,700 is not only this super trend level here, is also this super trend level here. Both are almost at the same level, 8,770 and 8,400. This support line is at this super trend level, 10,165. 10,137 is a support level drawn by this line. So you are realizing that we can draw supports using trend lines and the supports and resistance which we do. We can use super trend also to find our supports and resistances on every time frame. It works. If you remember, we do these trend lines on a weekly time frame. They are working even on monthly time frame. Now let's look at the day chart. On the day chart, Nasdaq has given you a bullish super trend on the day chart very recently, in this month alone. But he gave you a rejection and he closed at the top, almost top end for the week. When I close at the top end of the week, I am looking for an upper target first on Nasdaq. Why? Because I've been talking about it, that Nasdaq is trying to catch up with the broader market of Dow Jones. So if Nasdaq has to catch up with the broader market of Dow Jones, your target over here is 11,450. 11,400, 11,450, 11,480 to our upper limit. Don't expect 11,500 easily. Even over here, it was 11,571, just a spike up and down. So that is the target. Currently 11,140. It closing at the top end of the week gives me a slight thing that it may be a bullish week, but the upside is clearly 11,400, 11,450, 11,480 on the Nasdaq. At 11,480, 11,475, I will convert myself to buying an SQQ or selling or buying Nasdaq puts for a target straight to the super trend level of 10,540 or 550. So at 11,450, I could buy 10,500 put, long puts. That means I'm looking at February 3rd week or February end. I will look at that. Why? Because I'm expecting this to go up, test the trend line, come down and hit 10,100 also. But I will be happy if I take a strike price of 10,500 February end expiry. A put 10,500 put February end expiry. Right? So Nasdaq is sell at 11,500 or 11,400. After 11,400, look at the momentum on closing basis and sell accordingly. Targets are already known to you, 10,500, and then lower target is 10,100. Again, it's a narrow range which is happening. A falling wedge, a falling descending triangle. So the range movement will be limited now in future. It was a box. Now the box is now going to start narrowing it down. Unless the trend line gets violated and gives you a breakout on the positive side, or the support line gets violated and gives you a breakout on the negative side. If till that is not done, it's a narrow moving ranging market for Nasdaq. Your support and resistance levels have clearly been identified. I'm repeating it again for the nth number of time, 11,400, 450, 480, 500, upper limit. So in that 100 point range, 11,400 to 11,500, you can sell with minimal stop loss. Why are we saying minimal stop loss? Because minute you come to this level over here, you are at 11,500 at the trend line, resistance trend line. So if it breaks 11,500, if it goes above 11,550, you can use that as your stop loss or use 11,600 as a stop loss. So 100, 150 point stop loss and 1,000 point target below. 1,000 point target below. So you are using a risk reward ratio of 1:4. But remember, the targets are all long month end, February end targets. So when you're trading, trade with that kind of a time frame. You cannot see an intraday chart, you cannot see a daily or a weekly chart and play intraday. But you can use these levels to trade accordingly if you want to trade with safety. All right. Let me now use TSX. TSX, like Dow Jones on the weekly chart, is giving you a bullish super trend activity. This is the Dow Jones weekly chart. This is TSX weekly chart. But TSX on a weekly chart is showing more strength than Dow Jones. Number one, weekly chart, super trend turned flattish and again started climbing. Whereas Dow Jones turned flattish, remained flattish. Look at this weekly chart, this pattern here, box movement. Look at the weekly chart here very clearly. Even if you call this box movement, he is above two super trend levels, currently at the second super trend resistance level. The second super trend resistance level, this was this level over here, 20,465. You have already crossed it, and which is the reason why your next target is now on the TSX 20,880 or 20,900, and thereafter 21,650 weekly chart.
So it has an
Three,
inverted bottom. The last semicircle that you see, it's kind of an inverted bottom.
yes, it's an inverted bottom, but at the same time, it's also three marching crows, three marching soldiers.
Yes, sir.
So TSX is definitely on a bounce back on a weekly chart. Watch TSX on a, one second. Before that, let me try and draw you a trend line if I can. Right? So in the trend is given a breakout. One trend breakout has been given. Second trend, again a breakout given. Lower trend, this is your now first base, second base. Right? Watch your trend line here now. We have drawn weekly charts now. First trend line, breakout given. Sorry, first trend line here, breakout given twice and now above. Second trend line, again breakout given. This trend line started right from October 2022, has been maintained and a breakout given clearly on the trend. So this red line is acting like your support now. This trend line has just given you a breakout, so I will use this trend line, the first one which you draw, as my supporting trend line for it to bounce back. Now I am also using this climbing trend line as a support also, which are almost working simultaneously. So till this red line support is not broken, I am looking to march upwards. So either I use a red trend line, rising trend line as support, or if this crosses really well, I will use this upper trend line as a support. It will bounce back from that level, because then it will now create a new trending range in the future. If you look at it this way, let me actually knock off some trend lines. All right. If you can see this now clearly, this range is being created. They are not parallel lines, but their range is being created, and the range is widening. When the range starts widening, this will tend to move up faster. It gives you a larger run for your money. Now, if he has to run for the money on this trend line, if I can expand this trend line further, you realize the levels that it can reach up to this level, 21,940, 950, 22,000. That is the level expected. And your range, below range will then become volatile. Until and unless this range will also change direction and become more parallel or more controlled manner. So with time, you will control this. So TSX on a weekly chart, looking highly positive. TSX on a monthly chart, almost similar. Now, just one important thing on TSX on the monthly chart is for the last 3 months, it has been capped at 20,520. In the month of December, high was 20,640. In the month of January, 20,630. In the month of November, 20,450, 460. So 20,500, 20,550, 560 is a cap which has been maintained for the last 3 months. Now, if TSX breaks this cap of 20,650 and above, your first targets are going to be here. 21,300, next target 21,800, and then 22,000 or above, 20,500, which is your super trend levels. So this is the monthly chart. So now you can imagine how, after consolidating it for the last 7 months, we are giving you a breakout in the last 3 months, but again getting resisted at 20,550, 20,600. So the breakout about 20,600 on a conclusive basis is highly important for the market. If TSX has to rally to 21,300, 21,800, and then 22,000 and above for newer highs, right? This 3-month resistance has to be broken. Right? On the day chart, again, Wednesday high, 20,632, fell down, went up 20,517. The 8 moving average is giving it a daily support. 8 moving average is giving it the daily support. Super trend turning bullish, crossing the mid Bollinger Band and crossing moving average 34 and maintaining itself between 8, 20 and 34. Very important levels. Another breakout or crossover about to happen is 20 and 34 levels, moving averages. These are simple moving averages. You could use exponential, but I'm using simple moving averages. A breakout is expected to happen over here. If this breakout happens, your upper targets are already given to you on your weekly and monthly charts. Now, if this breakout happens, anything above 20,600 or 20,650, I will start buying it. Here, if you want to trade intraday or trade for a short swings, you can learn to sell at 20,570 or 20,620 wherever you want for a short target of moving average 8, that is 20,500, 300 or 20,000, yeah, 20,300 short trades. So I will trade for 200 points on TSX, short trades till I get a very clean breakout above 20,650. Closing basis breakout 20,650 and above, TSX is in run for new levels of 22,000 and above. Very clean run. Again, long targets. Those were targets we had picked up from weekly and monthly charts. So expect those targets by February end alone, not before that. But a narrow range trading has already started, waiting for the move up. Another important thing, mid Bollinger Band on the after the squeeze is climbing, upper Bollinger Band climbing up, and the lower Bollinger Band following it. Lower Bollinger Band is also climbing and following it. That means the TSX index is decoupling itself partially from the US market and working on its own stream. That is very important to note here. A large number of world indices are decoupling themselves from Dow Jones and Nasdaq. And if that decoupling happens, the importance of Dow Jones and Nasdaq will start withering and tapering down. It's basically the world is decoupling itself from the US markets because they all now want to think independent of themselves. TSX is also following the same world trend. Clear? So takeaway for the day is very clear. You will use the market to trade at the edge. You are at the resistance levels in a large number of zones. So you will use the market for trading on the edge. You can sell at those resistance levels with minimal stop losses, and hopefully you will make good profits in the trading activity of yours. Right? I'm now open for any questions on any specific stocks that you have. Anybody has any questions on any indices? Let me know. Otherwise, we can start discussing stocks now, whenever you guys are ready.
So can you also include SPY?
SPY, all right. Like Nasdaq, very clearly. This is the weekly chart of SPY. This is the weekly chart of, let me remove all the drawings. Weekly chart of Nasdaq. Right? Very clear weekly chart of Nasdaq. Very clear weekly chart of SPY. Almost similar patterns. SPY, your this level 410 will act like your resistance. If this breaks out, then your target goes up to almost 430. However, on the weekly chart, this is just support zone 375, 375, 380. First 380 and then lower down 360. But as has been seen on SPY on Nasdaq, SPY on the weekly chart is the same. It falls, flattens, falls, flattens, falls, flattens, falls, flattening, fall, flattening. If this falls further, this target is clear. 350 is clear. But at this point of time, I would not touch to buy SPY because it is at the mid Bollinger levels in between two levels across. I would be a buyer of SPY at about 375, 380 for a target of about 405, 410. So 375, 380 to 410. If 375 breaks, your lower target is 355. And if you look at your Bollinger Band levels at the current level, 415 and 355. Exactly the levels which I have told you, 410, 45, 410 and 350, 355. Bollinger Bands are also talking of the similar thing. Now, you could, if you really want to trade on the weekly chart, you could buy it on the mid Bollinger Band of 385 for a target of 405, 415 at mid Bollinger Band, because currently 8 moving average at 391 is giving it a support and 20 is a 385. So anything between 390 and 385 or 387, you could buy it for a target of 405, 4110. But your stop losses then will be very clearly 375. 370, 375 is a stop loss, or you could take it low here, which is 368. So 370 could be your stop loss. So you're taking a $15 or $20 stop loss and you're expecting a $15, $20 target risk reward 1:1. Ideal place to buy would be at around 375, 380 with 370 as your stop or 365 as a stop loss and 405, 410 as a target. Ideal spot weekly. In case if you see a reversal going down, your targets are already known to you. Your supports are now your targets. First support level 370, 375. Second support level 350, 355. Weekly supports and resistances are difficult to break. On the day chart, very clearly, this 398, 400, support levels 395, it is at that level. So 400, first support zone, or first resistance zone for you. Monday green, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday red, clearly falling, breaking out of the range, and Friday gave you an uptick because Friday was a bullish day for us. But in that Friday, it could not clear off 50% of Wednesday's fall. Look at this. This is the Wednesday's fall. You could only come up to this level. At the current market price, you are at touching your 200-day moving average. It's important to break it over and above, go above that. That is also acting like your resistance of 200-day moving average at 396. So though it gave you a 396.04 on the day chart, it was brought down, but yes, it closed right at the upper end of the day. So keeping that in mind, it becomes important that it could shoot up. But again, your upper targets of 400 and 405 are intact. That can be touched and again fall back. You look at your daily super trend at SPY at 385. That is exactly the level where we have told you, look to buy with a stop of 370. 385 to buy, stop of 375, 370. Why 370 have I said? Because the low over here was 374. So you could refine it to 373 also. That has not been broken at all right from December 16th to January. So right from 22nd December onwards, that low has not been broken. Why 22nd December? The last low over here at 374 was over here on 9th of November. So 374, 373, very strong levels to keep your stop losses. So buy it around 385, 380, keep 374 as a stop loss, 373 as a stop loss, upper target, very close to 400. Clear? SPY done. I'll pick up QQQ or TQQ first, and then pick up SQQ also, and then pick up Gaurav's MFC and the others. QQQ basically is a derived index based on Nasdaq, will follow Nasdaq clearly. Day charts, we've been discussing it on a weekly basis. This is your support, 16. Narrow trading range between 16 and 23. It did not even touch 23 in the recent run. 23 last touched was over here, 13th of December. Entire January, it has not crossed 21. 2091, 20.91 is the highest. 20.45 as on Friday. 20.91 as on Wednesday. So in case if 21 gets breached on the positive side, look for a target of 2370, 2350, and then retracement down. Because 2370 over here is acting like a very strong resistance. Twenty-three 2390, 2340 is acting like a very strong resistance for you. So this is one. Second to buy will be somewhere around here. 1650, 1630 is where you would buy, and 24 is where you would sell. TQQ. Clear? Very clean range bound movement happening on a day chart right from October, September to now. Mid-September onwards, very clean range bound movement. Look at this. If I can show to you. Where did it disappear? I draw this rectangle box every week, and we keep discussing it every week. And if you look at it, this is the rectangle box being drawn on a weekly basis. Both levels are clearly marked out. And if you know these levels right from mid-September to end January, you don't require to do anything but trade on the levels alone. Trade on the edge with the edge alone. If this is TQQ, I can do the same thing for SQQ also. Clear? I will not waste time spending time on SQQ. So let's go back to Gaurav. With the kind permission, I'll take the ladies' question first, and then I'll take up your question because you already shared your charts.
No
So
issues, sir.
let me take Sunita's SOXX first, and then come back to you with your kind
Absolutely.
permission. Thank you. Thank you. All right. SOXS. Is it the right one, Sunita? Semiconductors?
Yes. Yeah. Bearish ETF. Oh,
Come again?
yeah, that's the ETF I'm looking for.
All right. Are you in the trade or you are looking to enter the
No,
trade?
no, I'm looking at that. When to get in.
When to get in? Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, when to like.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, we had done this about 2 weeks back, or we
So,
had done the analysis about 2 weeks back at your request only, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway.
uh,
Uh,
okay.
Munir also usually proposes this.
or Munir must have explained. I remember doing this analysis earlier.
So this is inverse 3x leverage ETF for semiconductor.
Why can I not see the weekly charts clearly?
Because it is inverse, the price has varied a lot.
All right. So, Sunita, first things first. Your support is somewhere over here. I'll draw the line for you so that you will be able to see it clearly. At about 26.50 or 26 is your support, first support, day supports. Tested earlier on this level over here on 13th of December. Tested again on 17th and 18th of January. 26 and 27 levels, 2670, 2650 levels, right? Unfortunately, the super trend is bearish, falling, and has just turned flattish. When it has just turned flattish, that means your upside cap is at 34. Upside cap is at 34, which is just $6 away. But it being inversely bearish, inversely to the index, look at the last day, bearish. If we are expecting the markets to give me a bump up and then fall, this will give you a dip and go up. So you should be looking to buy this at your support levels only, which is nothing but 2650. Buy it at 2650 and your targets are clearly 33, 34. But at 26 or 25.75, you don't know how much below can it fall. Because where were we at 26, right? Because you see this level, why is it hitting my drawings around? You see the level that we have drawn? It is not getting touched at all, and we have gone all the way to 2021. So once that breaks, once this level of 26 or 25.50 breaks, the low is not known. So I am expecting this. If the market goes up, touches 26, then bounces back. But I'm also expecting the markets to go up, touch the resistance line, and fall down back. You're getting multiple voices in the market talking about recession and everything happening. And again, I'm saying this, these are voices, not yet known. So wait for that to happen. So ideal buying price, somewhere around 26, 25, target of 30 and above, and then 34, 33, 34. SOX, that's for you. Right?
Yeah, thank you very much. Got it.
Most welcome. Just remind me, Sunita, before we end the session, I'll talk to you about the semiconductor business, which is happening globally also, and how global semiconductor businesses can affect anything in the market, anything and everything.
Okay.
Just remind me to do that again. Let's take Gaurav's MFC and CMQ. MFC, Gaurav has already identified, shared on the group earlier. And so far, I think his analysis are coming out very good and very clean. So, day chart, a rising super trend, very clear rising super trend. Rises, flattens, rises. Flatten, rising, flat, rise, 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 flat, rise, rise, and again flattening. Now here, again, your 20 moving average, your 8 moving average are playing along with the price. So the 8 is not giving it the support, but the 20 is. 20 and 34 definitely are. One important thing to note in the day chart of MFC, very clear importance, as I think I was discussing with TSX also, the Bollinger Bands are moving in an upward direction. Mid Bollinger Band definitely climbing, upper Bollinger Band climbing after the squeeze, and the lower Bollinger Band following it. If the lower Bollinger Band also starts climbing, it's a very strong indication of an uptrend. Point number 1. Point number 2, your mid Bollinger Band is above the super trend level. Your mid Bollinger Band is at 2477. The super trend is at 2464. So, further strength being gained. Your 34 moving average is at 2452. What is preventing it from climbing up, going further and crossing the super trend at 2464? If that also climbs up further, this will take in further strength and go up. So, where do I buy MFC? I buy at the low or around the low of Thursday, which is $25. Stop loss, the low on this Marubazu, which is 2477. So either 2475. 2475 is my higher than super trend, is almost at my 20 moving average. If I don't want to play risky, I can always take the low over here, 2527, as my stop loss. At 2427, my stop loss, I am below my 34 moving average. So not only with 20, not only super trend, but even my 34 moving average, all three, I'll be below that level. That is a secured stop loss. I would not expect that to get hit fast.
Sir, I am looking at a mid Bollinger kind of a stop loss. I mean, it is pretty close to what you also recommended.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But mid Bollinger Band stop loss is also very nice. But the only point is, if it gives you a dip for whatsoever on a wick, your
Yes.
stop loss will get.
Right.
And once you are into a good trade, stop loss getting hit is very hurtful. I think I
Yes.
mentioned the same dialogue last weekend also. I
Yes.
don't like to get my stop loss hit. It really pains when I'm in a good trade. So
Right, sir.
that is why I'm willing to take a risk of 50 cents on a $24 investment, a $25 investment. 50 cent is not really a big risk,
Yeah,
right?
pretty
So
much.
that is what it is. Targets, you will have to now look at weekly charts very clearly. Super trend level broken here, breached here. Targets we discussed last time also, the same remain.
Yes.
2590, 26 is around the corner. 2590, 26 is around the corner, and higher also. If we look at it,
And so 2690 also closes that gap. There's a gap
that's
that
right.
it closes.
This is
Yes.
this gap here.
So uske baad bhi there's another one.
This level, no,
This, this
this
one.
gap.
Yeah.
Yeah. 26 and 26, 2584.
Yep.
These are weekly charts. So I mean, I really don't know. At 26 and this level, this gap is waiting to get filled 2690. If 2690 gets filled in, your target is 2750 and 28 above. So even if I look at 28 from here or at 28 from 25, I'm talking about a $3 run, which is almost about 12% run, which is a fairly decent target to achieve. A 12% uptick from here is a decent target to achieve. Now, on the weekly charts, if you guys have noticed this or not, I don't know, but your 8 moving average is working in sync, not letting it fall. So in case if Gaurav really wants to play on it, your 8 moving average at 2457 can also act like your support, like your stop loss. I was looking at 2425. Your 8 moving average on a weekly closing at 2450 can also act as a very strong stop loss levels.
Right.
Right?
Sir.
Weekly chart,
Yes. Sir.
climbing markets, closing towards the high of the previous week and this week, uptrend. Clearly, super trend is at a cross of 2034, all at the junction. So expect a good buoyancy on top. Indicators we haven't discussed today at all, but here indicators are being bullish clearly. Stochastic at 98 is definitely oversold, but it can remain there for another 2 or 3 weeks comfortably. And 2 or 3 weeks is sufficient for this price to give you a level of 26 and 28. Clear?
Yes. Sir.
Right. So your next was CNQ and
The
HX.
CNQ.
CNQ. Something similar on a weekly chart. Important to note here, MACD crossover has happened at the zero line. CCI at 31, stochastic at 49. CNQ gives you a longer chance of a run, but your run from 80 is limited to 84, 85 initially. After that, it comes into a no man's territory. If I'm not mistaken. Yes, it comes
Yes, sir.
into a no man's territory.
It's ATH.
It is at the ATH, at the all-time high. The all-time high being 86 here and 86.37 here. Yes. So 86 is your all-time high. And if you look at the current level, your Bollinger Band is also talking it to be 86.41. So you are talking about a $6 run from here, which is almost 8% towards the ETH. However, this is a weekly chart. You are again just all this time you were below the 8 moving average. Now you have gone above the 8 moving average already. So which is why your target of 86 or 85.50 should be maintained on a strict basis. I would rather buy, sell at 85.50, 85.70, close the position, wait for 86.25 to be seen, or wait for the high to be seen here, 86.11, wait to see 86.25 and then move ahead. Then take a fresh entry, keeping 86 as my stop loss. So that will be a fresh breakout.
Right. Absolutely.
All-time high gets broken out, it's a fresh breakout into newer territories. Then you can use your Fibonacci extensions and see your target. Yes, Gaurav, you were saying something?
No, so just acknowledging.
Yeah, lovely. Right. So that was your last was
The HXT.
Again, weekly breakout, support and green, support and climbing. 3 white soldiers on a weekly breakout. You are at a resistance on weekly breakout, which is this level over here. High is 50.83, recently done on 27th of November. So from here, 3 white soldiers breaking out, high of 50.83, you are already at 50.45. If 50.83 gets taken out, your next target is clearly 52.30. 52.30 and thereafter 53. You can trade
Yes,
this.
and this is also giving me a.
Giving you a.
This is also giving us an inverted bottom, almost there. If it breaks that resistance, it gives us an inverted bottom.
Yes. It gives an inverted bottom, definitely. You could trade this with a stop loss of 49, 50, or even 48. 48, 49. But very strict stop loss, very close targets. Again, at the ATH, please close your positions. Re-enter if you require, if you see momentum. Or you could sell at this level of 53. Sell at 53 with a $1 stop loss. Bring it down to mid Bollinger Band at 48. That can also be done. Whenever Gaurav is talking about inverse bottom, it basically means you are coming near the ATH, near the all-time high. Use that level to liquidate your position or create a short. That means you can sell at that level, wait for a breakout with a small stop loss, else it will reverse and fall down back and bring it to the mid Bollinger level of 20 moving average. That is why what Gaurav would have meant when he said inverse top, inverse bottom. The top has been made and it will now fall back down. Right? Gaurav, helpful? Confirming to your trend?
Yes, sir, pretty much.
Lovely. All
And
right.
so also after the ATH, another thing that I was thinking was after the ATH, I will be tracking this with the TSX index because this is I will be tracking this with the ETX with the TSX index because
Yes.
this is an ETF based on the TSX. So
Yes.
it becomes easier to take a call based on that as well.
Very true. Very true. At the same time, Also remember, I personally believe TSX is decoupling from the Dow Jones. So it will have its own independent trajectory very shortly.
Right. Absolutely.
If they are going to move up, that is why I say at the ATH, you can sell with a small stop loss.
Mhm.
And if the stop loss gets hit, be happy that it got hit because your broader market is going to climb up.
Exactly.
Right? So that would be the way it is. Great. We have 3 more stocks: Meta, Netflix, and Shop. This is what Kamal is requesting for. So Meta. All right, guys. Meta weekly chart. Two things: market Meta climbing after the fall, but super trend has just turned bullish. How long, I do not know. Now, here I am going against what I normally teach, but I'm telling you openly and clearly, how long will this go up? I do not know. Though it's a very important constituent of the Nasdaq, a very important and a big game player of in the stock markets, a big ticket company. But how long will it go up? I don't know, because the general trend is still down. Though it has turned, the super trend has turned bullish. You look at the crossover happened somewhere over here. How many weeks have passed and the signal line and the MACD line have just entered the histograms, not completely within. Whereas you look at CCI, it's already at 166 at a overbought position. Stochastic at 93 at an overbought position. Weekly charts. It could give me a correction very shortly, because as I keep telling you, Nasdaq is trying to rally up to catch it down, but can always fall down. It has a tendency of the super trend flattening, falling, flattening, falling. That is exactly what is happening over here. Now over here, first resistance at 139. Your first resistance is at 150. This support is now going to act like your resistance, 150, 155. And that also happens to be your upper Bollinger Band. On a weekly chart, the upper Bollinger Band is clearly showing 159, 160. And I'm telling you the same thing. This support will now act like a resistance of 155. The only good thing is that 8 and 20 crossover is about to happen. So with that happening, this support, this resistance levels at 155, 159 can get hit and again fall back. But once it falls back, your new support will not be at 87, but will be at 110, 110, 105. So if you were to buy Meta, buying price should be 105, stop loss should be 85. Very clear, $20 stop loss, buying at 105, stop loss 85, targets of 150, 155. So first target 134, next target 155. Whenever you're buying it at 105, stop loss of 85 on. This is a weekly chart, but the levels can be used for daily levels also. Watch this on a day. Let's watch this on a monthly chart. Weekly chart, we just saw it turning bullish. Monthly, also we started turning the super trend bullish. But very clear levels at weekly and month. This is weekly, sorry. Why am I have to look at month? In the month, we are still bearish. But this is the level 153, 154, 155. And this is your support at 105, 105, 110 with 85 as your stop loss, which is the monthly low here. 88 is the monthly low, so 85 is your stop loss. Now watch this on a day chart. Super trend turning bullish, rising, flattening, again at a critical resistance level of this super trend at 140 or 141. 141, 150, and 162. 162, I don't expect it to achieve this level of 155 here. At 155, at the daily chart, 200-day moving average is already at 155. $200-day moving average is at 155. So it has to cross 155 with strength to change its trend and become bullish. Because if the 200-day simple moving average cannot be crossed that easily, that means that counter or that share or that script is still weak and bearish. Stochastic 89.90, CCI 112, CCI was 221 here. So give you that 100-point moving in CCI will take you to 150, 155 and bring it down back. Look at the MACD on the day chart, 4 positive crossover yet, but I don't know how long. So I'm looking at 155 definitely. So what a $15 run from here, which will make it a $10, 10% profit is what I'm looking for. At 155, even if I enter this now, I will definitely sell it at 155. I will not hold it. Ideal price to purchase 110, 15, 110, which we have been speaking about 3 weeks back, 4 weeks back also. I think about almost a month and a half back also, we had given a buy on Meta at about 105, if I'm not mistaken. It did touch 101 because I remember some of our students did take that trade on Meta at 101. Right? So the targets are clearly known to you. Stop losses are known to you. It is at the upper Bollinger Band. Let it go to 155. You could sell at 155. You could buy a put. Once you see the spot around 150, 155, you could buy a put of 120 strike price, Feb end or March expiry. Feb end or end March expiry, 120 put you could buy, and you could comfortably see the price rising in the strike price of 120 put, Feb end or March end expiry. That is what will give you good money. At 155, 120 put will be very, very dirt cheap. 120 strike price, March and expiry. Whenever Meta touches 155, can be a buy. Very clear buy. Why is that? Because at 155, your MACD will be ready to come down. CCI will be definitely at an overbought. Stochastic will be overbought. All indicators will be in overbought position. And 200-day moving average will be acting like a strong resistance and preventing it from going further up. So at 150, 155, buy a 120 strike put for Meta March end and hold the trade with conviction. The whole thing in market is holding the trade with conviction. Right? Next, we had Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. Day charts, weekly charts. Weekly charts, right from August onwards, it is now rising. The week closing is almost at the peak of the week. The high was 344, you close at 342.50. So expect a bullish movement upwards. Now this will be different from Meta, though the 200-day moving average is not very far. 200-day moving average is 406. But here, Netflix, I'm expecting things to move better because my 20 and 8 and 34 are all in sync for an upward movement. Number one. Number two, the crossovers have happened above the zero line. Number three, stochastic is at 153, can go all the way up to 300. So another 150 points in the CCI available. Stochastic at 93 can go up to 99 and stay there for some time. You see this flat line? These are all in stochastic levels of 90. 93, 95, 82, 72, 75, 80, and it goes up. Now, why am I saying Netflix will do better and not Meta? Your environment around you will not permit you or will not permit North Americans to go out and get themselves entertained. So you are all homebound looking for entertainment, and that is where Netflix falls in line in entertaining you at home, which is the reason why your uptrend started off in August and the main uptrend started off mid-October onwards. So movement is clearly there. Now, upper targets, first target is 400, your moving average, 406. Next target, 450. Don't want to look beyond that for time being because that is still $100 away. That is the way it is. What is the buying price? If you must buy, the week's low is at 313. So anything around 320 would be a good buy at 300 as a stop loss. If you really want to wait, which I don't know whether you get a chance or not, you can look at the recent low 4 weeks earlier at 273. So if you're getting it at 300 or 320 or 315, I would like to buy that. At 315, I can buy it, stop loss of 285. Clear? So that is Netflix. Day charts. Gap up opening. It opened, shot out above the 8 moving average, gapped up. So if this gap has to get filled in, look at this level of 320 to buy, which could be a wick movement only. It will not be a body movement. It could be a wick movement only. MACD, crossover, bullish crossover above the zero line, good, which is the reason why this gap up and then the crossover has up with volume. CCI has suddenly curved up from 11 to 134 in one day. stochastic at 80, willing to go up to 95. So upward bound movement on Netflix definitely possible. You can look to buy Netflix around the low of Friday, also at 332, which also will act like your resistance over here at 331. This one upward gap up movement has taken out this resistance which was formed on the day chart at 300 and 331. Resistance was taken out by one gap up opening alone. Now the gap up opening means Monday or Tuesday it will try and fill the gap and continue the rally upwards. So you should be very alert. I would suggest put your system orders in the system to purchase it anything around 325. Purchase it anywhere around 325. Clean stop loss, low of Thursday as your stop loss, 310. Which even this red green Marubazu, the low is 311. So your stop loss is 310 over here. Super 10 stop loss 305. Moving average is 34 at 309, 20 at 310.55. You keep your stop loss at 310. Put a system order at 325. Wait for it to get filled in either Monday or Tuesday. If it helps you to get it filled in, you'll be lucky. Thereafter, upper targets already known to you. Else, chase the stock for the targets given to you on a weekly chart. Targets are, I'll again repeat them for you. Targets are straight. First target 377 or 375. Second target 405. 45 or 400 is the second target. First target 370, 375. Second target 400, 405. If you're buying it here at 342, your stop loss will still be 310. So $30 stop loss and a $60 target. Risk reward 1:2. I've taken my targets on weekly. Entry is on day charts. Entry is very clear. I could keep a system order at 325, 330 and wait for it to get filled in because I want this gap to get filled in, which could be Monday or Tuesday. If this gets filled in, then I'm looking for a higher target and a much better risk reward trade. If I'm filling this at 325, my risk is only $15 at 310. My target is 405, which is $80 away. So $15 risk, $80 target. The risk reward is approximately 1:5. Right? Last stock for the day, Shopify. Somehow people are still holding on to this. I don't see why. We discuss this every week and I discuss it again. Please refer to our earlier videos. Very strong consolidation, box narrow movement. Trade this within the box alone. Buy at the bottom, sell at the top end of the box. It is not giving you a breakout at all. Not yet giving you any breakouts at all. Weekly volumes, look at it, tethering down. Just keeps falling, not adding to it at all. MACD hardly moving. Stochastic hardly moving. What is moving in shop? I don't know. I don't want to even look at shop if you ask. This is weekly charts. I can do the same thing on day charts. What is moving in this chart? Let me know, please. Who can trade? Which trader can trade this chart? I would like to meet him. This box trading right from August or even earlier. Look at the box trading movement. Let me draw you the lines before drawing you the boxes. And then you tell me, how do you want me to trade this chart? One line, two lines, resistance line. Where do you see this happening? The same height in December, the same height in August. For 6 months, it did nothing but move between 40 and 30 and 40 and 25. Anybody wants to trade, levels are in front of you. Buy at 30, sell at 40, keep 24 as your stop loss, or buy anything between 25 and 30, keep your upper line targets over here at 42, 43 as your targets. Nothing else in Shopify. Nothing else in Shopify. Anybody else has got any questions? One second, let me check. RYTO. Royal Bank of Canada. Banking sector, I'm anyway bullish on it. We've been talking about banking sector being bullish for quite some time. Now, Royal Bank of Canada, TSX traded stock, weekly chart, bullish super trend, giving you a weekly MACD positive crossover, CCI at 108, stochastic at 84. You are already at the resistance at the previous super trend level, resistance of 133, which is crossed. Next minor resistance 135, which is round the corner. After that, 138. 138, 139. After that, 142.50 and then 147. Weekly chart clearly rising. 3 white soldiers on a weekly chart, very strong. Look at the volumes being added. Look at the crossovers, very tempting to enter. Where would I enter this? I would enter this at the low of the current week at 133 or at 130. Very clear. But trend is upward, trend is bullish, trend is good. Now on the day chart, this is where you would enter this 132, 133. Or you could enter in, keep a system order at 132 and wait for that order to get filled in. If you're buying it at 132, your stop loss is clearly 130. Or your stop loss is somewhere here at 126, 125, 126. But if I'm buying it here, first target here, 132, 130, first target 135 and above. Targets I've already given you on weekly charts. Targets on the weekly chart were already given to you 138, 142, 143, and then 147, 150. This 149.60 is an ATH. So anything above 149, I would sell it off at the ATH and wait for a retracement to come back and again take it up. So I would liquidate at 149, wait for a clear breakout of 150. At 152, I don't mind buying again. Or after I see a clear breakout, I will buy it again at 150 or 151 and keep my stop losses at 145. Because if it breaks out, it will give you your retest to buy back again at a lower level of 150 or 145. So Royal Bank of Canada, a good weekly chart, a good day chart, targets already been given to you on this. Does that help you, Jain sir? Anybody else? Any more questions?
Hi, Vivek.
Hi. Hi, Santosh.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. I know your chart and my chart looks different.
All right.
It's because
Which counter are you talking about? Which trade? Which script? Santosh,
you
you're
got
on. I can't hear you. Santosh, please unmute yourself.
Hi, can you hear me?
Sorry. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Right. No, because I'm having Windows 11.
So, all right.
And because whenever you are discussing, I'm following. Its chart is somewhat similar, but maybe the preferences looks like a little bit because I want to go with you, right? As you are plotting and all that one.
Yeah.
So maybe in next session, like quick 5 minutes, just show us your preferences.
Preferences in terms of?
Yeah, like the setting preferences, like the chart,
I can show that to you right now.
Oh, okay.
I can show that to you right now because I normally would like to use the default settings.
Oh, default settings, right?
I normally like to use default settings, but I also have a habit of tweaking my settings very regularly.
Right.
So for MACD, I use 5, 13, and 8.
Okay.
Fast is 5, slow moving is 8, 13, and signal period is 8.
Okay. I have taken this.
Default is something else. Default is 26, 13, and 9, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. I have taken the screenshot now, so should be fine.
So for me, I use an MACD different setting because I want my signals to be faster.
Right.
CCI, your default setting is 14. I have kept a period of 13, which is not really much difference.
Right.
Stochastic, again, the default setting is 14. I've kept it 13, which is again not much of a difference.
Right.
Now I'm using 13 specifically because it's the unlucky 13 or it's the Fibonacci 13. You can choose whichever way you want to look at it.
Right.
It's the unlucky 13 or the Fibonacci 13. It's a Fibonacci number.
Right.
And it gives me a signal a few seconds earlier as compared to 14.
Right.
I could always tweak these settings of CCI from 13 to 8 also if I want, because 8 also becomes a Fibonacci number. Fibonacci numbers are very important. Keep that in mind.
Right.
So I use Fibonacci. I give a lot of importance to Fibonacci numbers in all my trading.
Okay.
Similarly, if you look at it, my Bollinger Band movement is very standard. 20 moving average and 2 standard deviation 2. I'm using moving average not 10, but moving average 8.
Okay.
I'm not using moving average 50. I'm not using moving average 40. I'm using moving average 34.
Okay.
right?
Right.
I'm
Moving average
using
35.
super trend not at 7 and 3. I'm using super trend at 7 and 2.5
7.25.
because super trend at 2.5 gives me a earlier signal change. So you have to tweak yourself
Correct.
with multiple options, which is suiting your profile better.
Right. And one more thing, like this shows like the light orange color curves, right?
Yeah.
So like I have here like a lot of options, step mountain.
Yes, you can actually use that to your own choice. What colors are
Oh,
most suitable to your pattern?
right.
I use these colors only. I don't like to keep too many of them around. So I use
Right.
standard colors which are easily differentiable.
But which is this pattern? Then you have this. The mountain is wearing, right? So is it a scatter plot or is it a
No, nothing of that kind. These are all regular processing. You're talking
okay?
about these patterns.
Yeah. All these patterns. Yeah.
These are super
It's a
trend level change.
candle chart.
Sorry.
These are regular
Oh.
candles.
Oh, it's a
These are
standard chart.
regular candles. These are regular candles, and
Okay.
these arrows which you're seeing are the super trend direction change arrows.
Okay.
They are not
Yeah.
anything.
Right.
You can
I
use Hekenashi candles also.
right.
You can also use Hekenashi candles if you want, but provided you know the skill of using Hekenashi candle. I cannot use Hekenashi on Yahoo Finance. If I take a trading view, my candles would have been Hekenashi.
Right.
So I'll try and bring in a trading view scenario next week if I can.
Right.
But otherwise, with Yahoo Finance, I can only use regular candles.
Sounds
Now,
good.
Hekenashi would make your trading much more simpler because the color codes in Hekenashi will give you the effect better.
Correct. Because as you are discussing stock by stock, and we just want to be stay with you, right?
No,
Step
that's
by step, so it will make a lot of sense for us.
yes, you would always learn along with
Right.
as you,
Along with yeah.
yeah.
Because today I decided to open whatever you are discussing in my laptop chart, and then
Yeah.
I wanted to go along with you.
Difference is only because I keep tweaking my indicators wherever I can.
Correct.
So that is the way it would go.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Most welcome. Anybody else wants to speak or anybody else has any more queries, please unmute yourself and ask. In the meantime, Gaurav, just a minute. Kamal, please check up on the YouTube. Any other requests coming up? Yes, Gaurav. In the meantime, you can speak.
Saji, just I think that you said earlier that to remind you towards the later part of the session round, you want to talk about semiconductors.
Yes, semiconductor business. Now, thank you, Sunita, for also reminding me. So, Gaurav and Sunita, thank you both for reminding me. Kamal, can you please put the spotlight on my image instead of my current audio discussion? Thank you. Right. Now, I basically have, this is again a WhatsApp study or whatever you call it, or trying to read in between lines. What is happening in the global market? What is happening in China? What is happening in Russia? How are they attacking the US economically? It becomes important to understand and read between lines, read between alphabets, read between paragraphs, read between what you want, but understand what is happening in the background. Now, there is a repeat of COVID scare happening in China. No doubt about it. But again, it is something which we yet don't know and confirm as to is it really happening or is it a media hype being created just to scare the Western world. Right? Now, with the COVID lockdowns happening in China, what is being done? Your semiconductor business is being hit very hard. American corporations are being hit below the belt because of the lockdown. They can't manufacture, They can't move their manufacturing out. Their investments are lying dead. And a lot of Japanese and American companies have pumped in a lot of money in China for investment and for manufacturing. Now with lockdowns, all of this gets affected. With the effect happening over here, what are the repercussions? These American investments are now losing value. There's a decay in value happening. With semiconductor business, with semiconductors not being available for research, for development, and for manufacturing, your other manufacturing will also get affected. Now, apart from China, the other major manufacturer of semiconductors is going to be Indonesia and Korea. Right? They are now being stretched to fill in the gap. But the American investment in research, be it pharmaceuticals, be it technology-based, wherever, or car manufacturing, your semiconductors, your mobility, your mobiles, telecommunication, all of this equipment are going to get affected. And all these factories are centered around the major cities which are under lockdown in China. So try and read between lines. See how it is affecting you, how it will affect the economy, and then try and analyze which stock do you wish to enter and trade. Right? This was just a teaser that I've given you guys with the intent to make you think out of the box. That out of box thinking has to be done by you yourself. Most of the WhatsApp forwards, WhatsApp university degrees and WhatsApp university information can be wrong, but you can also work towards understanding why things are happening. Why all of a sudden such kind of news is being done and coming in from a country which is normally an ironclad country, closed for communications. So whatever they do internally, you will never know, but they can always make a mess of your investments in that country. Right? So just think about it and see if that kind of understanding can help you in your trading also. Thank you. I'm open for questioning. I'm open for discussions also. Kamal, you want to take over?
Sure. Are there any questions? Okay.
Yes, Santosh.
No, I just unmute to make you guys comfortable because there is a pin drop silence.
No, that's fine. We were just waiting for someone to speak.
Correct. We just want everyone to say at least hi, hello, and we are okay, something like that.
Yeah, that's good. So thank you, Vivek sir. Thanks for your analysis. So we will quickly move to the next part where I know some of our GMT members and outside the members are waiting for our courses to begin. So I'd like to quickly share on the next courses that we are going to start. So for those who are new to our GMT community and are inquiring about the upcoming courses, so this is our website, growmoneytrading.com. You can visit on the website and find the details of the upcoming courses. So we are going to start off again our trading courses, and the primary course, which is intended for those who would like to begin trading in the North American market or in any of the exchanges, is the Grow Money Trading course. This course covers fundamentals and technicals, and we handhold you in terms of information that you need to begin trading. If you are someone who is already trading and would like to get hold of how the market moves, this course is very suitable for you to get understanding of the technicals that we use on daily basis. Almost over 90 to 95% of the active traders use the skills and strategies to make good returns. And the content of this course is structured so that after the end of the course, these skills remain with you for life. This course is structured for 4 weeks. You can get further details of this course on the course page. We are starting batch on 4th of Feb. As I mentioned, it will be 4 weeks course. So we take classes only over the weekends, knowing the audience here. So Saturday, Sundays, and if there are any holidays, all of the learners in that batch are available. We do schedule accordingly. The class timings would be from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And like we are having this free session on Zoom, the classes will be on Zoom. We'll record the session and share with the learners enrolled in the batch. We would have a dedicated orientation course as well for those who are interested to understand what will be taken in the course, what will be the course content. You can find the course content on the course page, the details of it. We would be happy to share detail during the orientation session as well. The course fee is $450 for those who would be enrolling by 1st of Feb as early bird offer. For any further information, please feel free to contact me or any of the GMT instructors. You can find the GMT instructors at the bottom of this page. And if you are on GMT WhatsApp group, Telegram group, Discord, or you are following us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, please feel free to reach out through our contacts there, or you can contact me personally if you would like to speak and have more details. Apart from this course, we also take course for helping those who are interested in equipping themselves for futures and options. This is more of an advanced level course for those who are more active into trading and have some experience trading stocks and other instruments. Options and futures, being more lucrative in terms of returns, also come with risk. So this is more extensive course and is 6 weeks course. We are planning to start from 4th of March until 9th of April. If anyone is interested in learning options beforehand, please feel free to reach out. We will see what can we do for you if you would like to learn earlier than the batch that is planned. Again, this will also be on Zoom, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. regular weekend time. And obviously we'll also include if there are any holidays. So for any further information, please feel free to reach out in whichever mode you are comfortable, and we will be happy to share details. The intent from the entire GMT team is that we would like you to feel comfortable in enrolling in the course, feel more confident that whatever you are paying for the course, you get much more than what you are paying during the enrollment. The GMT team, because it is spread across multiple time zones, we include you in WhatsApp group where you can post your question whenever you have that question, and whichever instructor is available will be happy to assist you. The course format in itself is structured in such a way that we take you step by step. And since we have taken over about 12 batches up to now, we know what needs to be shared at what stage, so it can be applied and the returns of it could be effective and helpful. With any of the content that is already mentioned under the course content, if you would like to learn any additional topics on top of what is already mentioned, we do take that consideration and provide information for that additional topic as well, apart from what we have already planned and have been delivering. You could watch our testimonial videos either on the course page or on the GMT website or on our YouTube channel. This would give you a peek of what our previous batch learners have experienced from our batches. Many of the learners who have completed the course, either the trading course or the options course, are on this call. They are in the GMT groups. So you are free to contact them and get their feedback before enrolling in the course. The intent, again, is to help you to provide information which could help you in equipping skill and give you better returns. You might get all of the information on YouTube and other free sources. In our structured course, we make it a point to share that information, which will save your time, your months or years of time in finding those on free sources. And we deliver it in a way that could help you, not only just in terms of getting the skill, but you get GMT mentors to whom you can ask your questions, you clarify your doubts, and apply those in your trades to get profitable returns. So again, please visit the GMT website and feel free to reach out if you have any questions. With that, I'll pause my sharing. Vivek sir, would you like to add anything?
No comment. I think you covered all the contents. It's just that I think in your options page, please check out your the price of the course. I think it's wrongly mentioned. So just make that updation on the page itself. Otherwise, you covered all the details. All I can add over here is, friends, those who have been watching us, watching analysis on regular basis, take advantage. Getting a free analysis is not difficult. You can YouTube it and you will get hundreds of analysis of the stock markets on the YouTube platform. The idea is not to take a free analysis. The idea is to become a self-trader, generate your own trades, and then feel the satisfaction of creating your own wealth by your own self. We have Gaurav here with us. He makes it a point that if we're having a session on Saturday, he will post his picks just an hour or two prior to the session. If it is on Sunday, then the post will come on Saturday night or Sunday morning on our own groups. And then we would analyze it. And then most of it is seen that our analysis are almost similar. So yes, he will post his analysis, wait for us, and then we will discuss his analysis, and yes, we will concur with each other. If we are not concurring with each other, if we are in the opposite views, better. Because that means you have two diverse views discussing the same trade, as happens in the stock market every second. If you have a person who's selling, he is selling because he thinks that price of that counter or that share has peaked out. It is now going to fall. For the same trade, somebody is willing to buy the same price at the very same minute because he is seeing a potential of growth within the same trade. That means there are two opposite and diverse views on the same counter, same share, same script. but working. Now, one of them has to be successful and one of them has to fail. So that's a way of learning and growing. So let me add that to your thought process. You will earn much later. You don't expect to start earning within the first day of joining the course, but you will learn from the first day of joining the course. You will learn, you will grow, you will mature your thinking, and after all this is done, then look at growing your capital. Secondly, you know the topics we're going to discuss, we're going to teach you. You want to be a smart buddy? Be my friend. All the topics we teach you are there on the website. Make a note of it. Research them on the YouTube. Again, you will get hundreds of videos on each topic for discussion. We are not here selling you our course. We are here selling you a structured learning process. You ask us, we will share what are the indicators available in the market. Hundreds of them. You can research each one of them separately on every social media platform and learn. But the process of learning through that is extensively long. It takes time. You have that time, be our guest. We are more than happy to help you there. But if you want to speed up your process of learning, learn it in a structured manner from any trainer in the world. I'm not saying GMT is the best place to learn, but we are amongst the good ones who give you that structured learning. So learn it from whomsoever you want to learn, you are comfortable from. Right? So I wish you all guys good luck in your learning, in your growing, and in your growth of wealth. With that, it is signing you off from here. Hoping you have a great profitable week ahead. Learn to trade on the edge and trade with the edge of knowledge. Right? With that, thank you for allowing us to speak to you guys. Thank you for being a very good audience, knowledgeable audience, and asking us the right questions at the right time. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Vivek sir. Yeah, you noticed a gap on the options course. So the course fee is 775. It's the installment fee which is shown. The course fee is somehow not being shown. So you are right. I'll check that later on. Yeah. So with that, thank you all for joining. Hope the analysis which Vivek sir shared and our upcoming courses will help you in your own trading to get better returns from the stock market. With this analysis which Vivek sir said, I wish you all profitable trading week and see you all in the next analysis session in the next weekend. Thank you and take care until then.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Victor.